welcome to my YouTube channel. My name's Brian James, and today we're just going to go through one of my project cars. This car here, which is a Chevron. Okay, now a Chevron is a New Zealand built kit car. It's a Lotus 7 replica. This particular one was built in 1987. Back then, when you ordered up your kit car, you got the basics. You got the frame and you got your fiberglass. And then you went out and bought your donor vehicle. In this case it was two donor vehicles. There's HB Viva, that's what the front suspension is, and also KE26 Toyota Corolla station wagon. So that's what our motor is. Our motor is a 5K 1500cc Toyota motor running onto a 5-speed manual gearbox. So when you put these all together, the registrations in New Zealand at that stage were fairly loose back in 1987. Now they're a lot stricter, but because this has been built in 1987, I do have a lot of leeway in the way I rebuild this car. So when we first got this car, it was not in the best condition. And see, hey, we got it cheap, you know, that's what happens. You buy cheap, do it up. So it was, all the fiberglass was crazy cracked because it had been sitting out in the open for the past 20 years, unloved. So first thing we did when we got it back home was strip it right out. Now if you go on to my other videos on my YouTube channel, you'll see us stripping it apart and slowly prepping it for the paintwork. We decided on a satin black colour scheme, and it's going to have a burnt orange stripe over it. That just seems to be what I like. It's a nice colour combination. Now, back in the day, these cars could accept all sorts of motors. So we lift the bonnet, you can see that there is a lot of room in there to be able to accept whatever motor you want. Now the little white one over here runs a 3.8 litre V6. This one runs the 1500cc 4-cylinder. Put that back down. They're a very light car. So this one weighs just on 500 kgs, and with the little Toyota motor, that little 1500cc 5K, it pumps it along quite well apparently. I haven't driven it, we haven't actually had this going since we got it home. So in the part where we stripped it all down and got rid of a lot of the bad parts, the floor had to go because that was all torn up, the seats had to go, fuel tank had to go. We've made bits and pieces, like I made the steering column mount for the steering wheel. It didn't come with a roll cage. I had an old roll cage floating around. It was a little bit too short, so when I've got my helmet on, if I have a helmet on, it was poking up above the roll cage. So I've just packed it up a little bit, made all the packers, so that if it does, in an unfortunate incident, turn over, I'm not going to have my neck snapped. Obviously we've got a new fuel tank that needs to be fitted in. And put in new suspension, we've got new springs, I'm going to be putting in new shocks. All this is to make this car a nice, reliable, and it's a car that you want to get in and drive. I want to do a lot of Ks. With this particular car, I want to be touring around New Zealand in it. I expect it to be cheap on gas and fun to drive. If you have any comments, please leave a comment in the comment section, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And don't forget to click like and subscribe. Thank you very much. Have a good day.